Did you know that Jesus wasn't mentioned as much as Donald Trump was in the Epstein files? God's not mentioned in the Bible as much as Donald Trump is. Part of this country doesn't care that he's a child molester. You don't go to Epstein Island over 30,000 times and are mentioned in emails, flight logs, testimonies. Hell, he was charged by Katie Johnson at 13 that Trump and Epstein raped her. This isn't the first time. He did the same thing with Eugene Carroll. He did the same thing with 25 other women. And you all said, no, I don't care. Why? Because you wanted money. Because you're whores for capitalism. And that's the bigger issue. And when Pam Bondi was in the hearing this week with survivors from Epstein Island, and she's sitting there, that white supremacist, waving her gold cross at fake Christian, and the survivors stood up and raised their hands and said, you have not even reached out to us. She didn't have the decency to turn around. Well, you know what she did say? Why are we talking about this? The Dow's over 50,000. And that is the problem. It's money. See, we're not a great country. We're not. We're a third world country. We think we're great. We've been sold a lie that we're great. We're the best of the best. When I went to did an interview with a former member of the parliament from Greenland, her name was Millie Masterson. And she said, Paul, we pay a 42% tax, which is a lot, but hear me out. We have universal health care, colleges covered. We don't have a massive wealth inequality. We don't have homeless people. We don't do gun violence. We don't do active shooter drills. They have maternity leave, paternity leave. They have a better quality of life. Yeah, they have a better quality of life than we do. What America has done was exchanged a better quality of life for money. And that's a shame. It's a damn shame. And one of the reasons I left the Republican Party wasn't just the lack of morality. It was the people wearing gold crosses with Bibles in their scriptures that were the least moral people, that were a piss poor reflection of what Jesus stood for. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Build your wealth in heaven. It's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get in heaven. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Nowhere does anything in there say to vote for money. And that's what you people do every 4 years. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And because these victims weren't your daughter, because officers of January 6th weren't your dad, because E.G. Carroll wasn't your mom, you didn't give a damn as long as you got money out of it. That's why you people aren't Christians and you're not moral. You are what's wrong with this country. And it doesn't matter if a Democrat or Republican wins in the midterms. Until we decide to address it as a country, we're never going to be great. And we've only been great for white people. What are we going to just accept it? That we're not great as a country. That we never have been. It's been a lie. I asked my son's friend today, what do we leave the world in? Incarcerations, military spending, gun violence, and probably flags per capita because we worship America. The idea of a flag of greatness, of bald eagles. And that's what we're seeing on the world stage right now. That we're just bullying everybody around. And they're laughing at us like, are you guys serious? You guys have a rapist in the White House. You have a president that is defending child molesters and is very likely a child molester. And you guys are wagging your finger at us because you think you're the best of the best. He's like, no, not here. Every other country sees it in the world except for us because we're too stupid to see it. Because we're so stuck on money. Money. When 3 people own half the wealth, it's never going to fix the problem until you fix the wealth inequality. When 2/3 of this country live paycheck to paycheck, when 14 million kids go to school hungry, why don't you worry about that? And have you asked yourself why Congress is sending $3.3 billion to Israel still? Why do we worship Israel? Screw them. Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. He should be buried under prison and left to rot there forever, what he did to the people in Gaza. You don't murder 80,000 people and say, oh, I'm just defending myself. No. Both parties are doing this, my friends. This is an issue of morality. Has nothing to do with the price of eggs or price of gas. 77 million people voted for this because they didn't want the black woman to be president. And they don't have a moral compass. And I'll leave you with the quote from LBJ because I love the quote. This country will vote for the most morally bankrupt, dishonest white man who's literally picking your pocket over the most qualified black woman. And he was right. We have to address the lack of morality. Otherwise, there's no reason to continue this experiment. And that goes back to white supremacy. Until we address the fundamental root of this problem, which is treating people that don't look white like garbage, the lack of morality, then we're never going to be great. No matter how many flags you wave, it doesn't make you a patriot. Stop calling racism patriotism. Have a good day.